Hello everyone, Lord Dark 84 here, and welcome back to Satisfactory. Where we left off in the previous episode, we had just finished building our copper wire, our iron plates, and our iron rod for production lines. In today's episode, we'll be tackling some power infrastructure, automation of concrete, and an additional iron plate line. Alright, so to kick things off today, as you can see on the right hand side, I have a little to-do list. I decided I was going to try and break these episodes down just a little shorter, make them more manageable. So as you can see, from list of priorities, the first thing we're going to do today is move the hub. I found it was in the way. And we're going to expand our power infrastructure, automate our concrete. I think that node, one just right over there. There we go. One right there. And we're also going to use that iron node right there to make another line for iron plates. So, first things first. Let's just run over here. Cool. We're going to dismantle that and dismantle that. Come here. Special. I'm going to put the hub down. Let's put it down here. We'll place our equipment workshop right there. On the right hand side again, you can see that I have a few machines listed. That is all the machines that we're going to be using today in this episode. So if you're curious, we're going to need 90 iron plates, 65 iron rods, 108 wire, 3 portable miners, 30 concrete, 6 reinforced iron plates, and 24 cable. The concrete and cable isn't quite exact, as we do have to build power poles. So what we're going to do, first things first, we are going to build some biomass burners. And if you're wondering, I decided to make things a bit faster by gathering all the materials beforehand, so that way you can get right into it. I put those backwards, but should be fine. So what I'm going to do, place a power pole there, let's go there, then we'll connect. Not necessary, but I like it to look a tiny bit cleaner. So there, and you go there. Now next thing, just to finish this up, we are now able to use biomass, as we unlocked that in the previous episode. And biomass burns much longer, and we get a lot of it from wood. So if you collected a lot of it, and like I mentioned in the previous episode, you should have no problem filling all these new generators. Great. Ran out of space, but that is fine. So what we'll do, place 200 there, 200 in there, and some in these ones here. So if you're wondering, I think I mentioned in the previous episode, the biomass burners on the back of the hub only produce 20 megawatts, whereas ones you yourself build give you 30. So what we're going to do, we're going to begin making our concrete production lines. Before we do that, we're going to go to our to-do list. All you have to do to make a list is wait till a black bar shows up on the right side here. Left click it. And if you want to see how I did all the different colors, hover the question mark, and you'll see all the different, you'll see all the different commands on what you need to do in order to get certain things to look a certain way. For lack of better words. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put an X under relocate hub and an X under power infrastructure. And now they'll show up as having been completed. Now, let's just see here. I want us to do is we're going to take our miner. I'm going to orientate it facing that way, just for the time being. We are then going to take a constructor, place it down, drag that to there. Keep hitting the wrong buttons. Alright. And a storage container just in front of that. Great. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to add a pull off to the side just to power each of these individually. And what we can also do, we can turn everything back on. As you can see, with all our new biomass generators, our capacity has increased up to 100 megawatts. Before, it was only 40, meaning that we couldn't do any of this. We couldn't add another miner or another constructor because we would have blown the fuse. What we're going to do, run over here. And we're going to clear off this node, and that will allow us to make even more concrete. Something to note, concrete's recipe is about 45 limestone per minute. But unfortunately, both the nodes we have access to are impure. That means they'll only produce us 30 per minute. And result of that is we'll have unoptimal concrete production, which will result in it taking a little bit longer to make a lot, but it shouldn't be as bad now that we have two to make us plenty. That is, well, it works. So just to show you what I meant, our limestone we require 45 limestone per minute, and it normally would output 15 per minute. However, because this miner will only give us 30, we're not actually going to be getting 30 or 15 per minute out of this constructor. You'll be getting probably somewhere around, I'd say, 10. Not actually doing the math there. Editor dark here. So I decided to look into it. With our miner here, mining an impure limestone node, which produces 30 limestone per minute, it would have our constructor here only producing 10 concrete per minute. As we can see right here, we have our productivity meter. Now what this is telling us is it is producing at 66% efficiency, which is 2/3 of its optimal output. 10 out of 15 is 2/3. Anyways, let's return back to the video. Just to give you guys a rough idea on how we're not actually going to be producing as much concrete as it says we will. So what we'll do, put a pole there, connect it into there. Hello, bean. And we'll drop one right here. What that lets us do is now we can go here and an X under automate concrete times 2. And X out of that. Suppose you could also just click the edit to-do list. I didn't see that there. Now, The last thing that is of priority to do in this episode, we're going to take this node and we're going to open it up. Now what we're going to do is we're going to shift over our, let's see, this one will actually become iron plates. Then what I want us to do is go here, go to production, and grab another miner. This one is going to become our new rods. So this one's plates now, and this one will be rods. It'll make sense in a bit. So that's there. We now need a smelter, which we'll put there. Grab one of those, and we'll put you down there. As you can see, as we built the machines that we placed on our to-do list, they actually took off. So that way you can always keep track of how many you have left to build. Let's put that there. The power is a little messy for the moment, but it will be better as soon as we have proper foundations. What we're going to do, go back here, grab another container. Ooh. Seems I miscounted. Not a big deal. Grab some more plates. I didn't take into account conveyor belt lines. And there we are. So that there will be all our new production lines that I wanted to get done in this episode. Oh, that one's good. Just gotta set this other limestone node to make concrete because I forgot to do that. And let's go make you concrete. And there we go. So now we have approximately like 20 or so concrete being produced. We have, I think it's 30 wire per minute. Just come up here and check. Not too sure off the top of my head. Alright, we now have 30 wire per minute. We have 40 iron plates per minute. And we still have 15 iron rods per minute. So we'll go into tab. Go there. And we'll put a little X right there, just so we know that we managed to get everything I wanted to get done in this episode complete. And in actually a fairly quick amount of time. Alright, so as you can see, on the right side, we now have all the objectives I wanted to get done in this episode complete. We have expanded our power infrastructure. We only need, let's see, we don't actually need this machine here. So what I'm just going to do, pull that out. Might as well not burn things unnecessarily. After all, our max capacity and our max consumption is the same. So we don't have to worry about it going over at the moment. Now coming next episode, I'm going to want to expand all of these and make them properly efficient. And that will maybe result in us needing to expand that slightly more, but it should be fine as it is. And in addition to that, I want to start doing research using the MAM come the next episode. So since we still have time, let's actually see what we have available for milestones. So, base building, 200 concrete, 100 iron plates, 100 iron rods. Logistics, which is what we'll need to make everything efficient, is 150 iron plates, 150 rods, and 300 wire. field research, which will let us use the MAM, and we'll actually be able to unlock things like overclocking. Requires 300 copper wire, 300 screws, and 100 iron plates. So what I want to do, you know what? How about we unlock logistics? That way we can actually start making screws and all those things at proper efficiency levels. However, what I'll do is I'll actually set it up to start making us some screws, albeit inefficiently, but it'll allow us in the next episode to possibly unlock the field research milestone. And then with that, we'll actually be able to do a lot of the things. So, because I'm changing things up a bit, we're going to actually need this one to be active. Because if I try to build another constructor, our fuses will blow. We won't be producing enough power. So what I'm going to do, just for the time being, run that to there. Run out of plates again. That one to there. We're going to set that to be screws. There we go. I want this here going into there. Man, all these leaves are in the way. There's that. So by the next episode, we should be able to unlock field research. And with that, we'll be able to use our power slugs here and unlock overclocking and underclocking. And those will become very useful to us for our machines here. That'll mean we can get our concrete running at 100% efficiency by either overclocking the miner or more preferably underclocking the constructor, because that will actually save us power. And I'll explain that more once we get there. Alright, so to end off today's episode, what we're going to do is we are going to unlock the milestone for producing or making mergers and splitters, which will become very helpful. And it'll also allow us to be able to see how efficient we are being with our current machines. So we'll run up here, we'll grab some copper wire here, and then once we do that, it'll be a good time to end off today's episode. We actually might be able to unlock building foundations as well, depending on how much or what we need and if we have enough. Let's go here. Oh yeah, we have enough concrete. Doesn't matter if we have enough of everything else. And if we do, then the next episode can also involve putting all this onto a proper grid, so it's not so messy with lines running everywhere, and it can be a bit more organized. So, first, base building. 200 concrete, 100 iron plates, and 100 iron rods. So, I'm going to add all those. I'm not going to hit the button just yet. I'm going to go to logistics, and I'm going to put everything in. 150 iron plates, 150 iron rods, and 300 wire. So now what I'll do is I'll click the button, quickly re-enter.
Conveyor belts can now merge, split, and lift to increase the complexity and efficiency of your factory. The productivity.
Come on, am I going to be able to do it in time? There we go.
Milestone reached. You have unlocked several structures aimed to provide the first needed to build
I missed
basic
it.
factory infrastructure and improved overview. Building these will provide a grid for more advanced organizing and sectioning of your factory.
Alright, so if you look in the top right corner, there's a countdown timer. And whenever you send off your pod for completing a milestone, there will be a bit of a cooldown before you can send it back, or send your next milestone. So that's why what you do is you fill up multiple of them at once, and then all you gotta do is send them all at the same time. Just to end off today's episode, if you enjoyed, leave a like, possibly comment down below. And in addition, let me know your thoughts on this type of setup, where I have everything already figured out with a list of all the materials we're going to need for the episode planned ahead. Save us some time, which also allows you to make more videos faster. I look forward to hearing any feedback from all of you. Have a good one, and I'll see you in the next episode.